So what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, more progress on the Duster. Let's go. Dad over there doing some alternator things, figuring out alternator. I'm painting the headers. What we're using is just, this VHC flame proof. This is the 1300 2000 degree. So we got the first coat on there. Take our heat gun. We're gonna kind of bake it in as high as we can. I got a propane torch, but we're not gonna propane it because I don't want to introduce other chemicals to the paint. So heat gun all this, and hopefully we got enough paint left over, and then we'll do the crossover. Alright, so we got our crossover painted, and also the headers. They turned out alright. They looking good. So we went with like the kind of like an aluminum look. I didn't want it, I want to keep it kind of looking okay. So we're gonna let all this stuff dry. We're gonna run and do some other things right quick. When we come back, everything should be dry enough, and we'll start mounting the turbo kit. Before we do that, we got to take this radiator neck here off this water pump and put it on the other side, and then there's a plug we got to put on this side. So but he got the alternator on, belt's nice and tight, even with this just one bolt. This adjuster really doesn't adjust anything for how we use it on my setup. We just use this as like an additional mount. So we'll figure out where we're going to make a bracket and make that work. And I should probably paint this bolt. That looks ugly. The rest of the motor, everything that's painted looks nice, and then this bolt. But anyway, we're making progress. That's all that matters. We'll run and drop off some wheel tubs to Scott and come back and get this thing all donezo. All right, we're back. We got the header all dry. We're gonna go ahead and RTV these guys. I'm not very, these gaskets are, wish us luck. That's why we're RTVing it. And I think it should seal up pretty good. Got my dad over here obviously helping. He's going to town. Hopefully don't put so much on this, just squeezing out, which it kind of looks like he is, so not gonna be happy about that. Guys, I wish I could tell you how hard that was. Those gaskets kicked our ass, but headers are on. So woohoo! We got a little bit of RTV out there on that header. Whatever, we'll let it dry and then I'll pull it off. All right, so crossover's done. We also went ahead and got the neck on that side and then the block off over there. So up next, turbo time, boys. Turbo time, turbo time, turbo time, turbo time, turbo time. All right, let's go get the turbo and struggle to try to get this guy up here. Yeah. Oh boy, she's starting to look like a race car now, ain't she? Woo-wee. I mean, obviously everything's a little bit dirty, but not bad. Not bad at all. I guess up next is the exhaust. We might be able to keep that off because I need to obviously still do something with that alternator mount on that side, which I think I'm just going to run an L bracket off that fuel pump block off. Need to get some worm clamps for the throttle body. But she look good. She look real good. I guess we can do the feed and the drains. I guess that'll work. All right, guys. So it's been a while since we last recorded. We've had a conundrum. The exhaust wasn't lining up, and it's because the motor was not exactly where the motor was whenever we built the thing. So we just had to kind of level out the motor. We haven't put an angle finder on it. That's probably an issue, but we're just gonna send it. But we got the feed plate on, but we actually have the return run. It runs slightly uphill right there. but it should be fine. I think. I hope. So everything's painted, everything's on. Up next, we just got to make the turbo feed line, which real simple, just 6A from there to there, and plumb the wastegates from here. You know, those go to the bottom over there and over there, and to the blow-off valves. So pretty simple stuff. Let's see. What else? I think that's about it. Then we'll have boost controller. I'm probably going to set like way up here, and then it's just going to go obviously from top port, and I think that's it. The car can really come off the jack stands, but I do need to change the front springs. Those are, y'all are going to laugh, but those are like 250s, and we got some, no, I'm sorry, those are 350s, and I got some 200s I'm going to put on it and kind of get it lower. So that way we got maximum travel up. Those are like, I think like 6.5 inches of travel, and then the back ones are like 8 inches of travel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the springs up. Those are 100 pounds in the back. I'm gonna run them up to kind of almost top out and just move the shock bolt holes down. So it'll squat, you know, 6 inches or so, and then the front will raise 6 inches. And that should be able to get us down almost any surface we want to. And, you know, later in the future, we'll ditch all this and we'll go to a strut front end. But I mean, eventually I want the whole car like 25.2-ish, or maybe 25.1. You know, so cut out the floors and build a whole chassis for it and just basically glue the body onto the chassis. But I mean, that's way down the road. Right now, I mean, everything's looking all right. Strange brakes looking good. We'll go ahead and pop this wheel back on. Well, no, actually, probably tomorrow we'll go ahead and change those springs, and then we can pop the wheel back on and get it back down on the ground. Drive shaft safety loop, and then transcooler. Got to hook up the transcooler. Besides that, you know, we're all good. Like I said, I got to make the bracket to go from there to there, just to basically support the alternator. It's not really a tensioner. And then I'm going to make a bracket from here to hold up the regulator right there. Like I said, NHRA, don't like it on the firewall. So we'll oblige. I also got to figure out, we need a pipe from there to a push lock, so from there to a quarter, to get our boost reference. So, I mean, that's basically it. This was a few days where it don't feel like it. We haven't got much done. It's fought us every step of the way. I've replaced 3 V-bands. Good thing Scott told me before we even started, is like buy a whole bunch of extras, especially if you're buying those cheap ones. If we would have bought some Vibrants or something like that was way better, it probably would have been different. But it looks good. Hopefully it runs as good as it looks. But that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Peace.